Okay, welcome back to S.4.G. It is what it is, opinion show. Well, I got a request once again to speak on Meek Mill. This time it's conversation with DJ Akademiks. Now, wow, man, first of all, I was surprised out of the last situations that happened. Of all people, Meek would be having a conversation with DJ Akademiks. You know what I mean? I would be expecting that phone call or that conversation to be with Pound Side or, you know what I mean, Aquili or something. You know what I mean? I think everybody would have really tripped off that. You know what I mean? But he chose to have a conversation with DJ Akademiks. Now, I listened to it, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, y'all know me. I speak nothing but truth. I speak, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? When I listened to it, first of all, that conversation, is DJ Akademiks and Meek Mill, Meek sharing his feelings of why, they don't, I don't really consider that no beef, them two, but he shared his feelings of why, he doesn't like him or doesn't like his blogs or whatever, you know what I mean? And, basically saying it's incriminating, you know what I'm saying? Is hyping up beefs, getting people killed. Really, people's actions is on their own actions. You know what I mean? He's not getting nobody killed. And I can understand, and you got to think, all these bloggers, you know what I'm saying? He's not the only blogger, but obviously because of the views that he get, them numbers is what really affect those artists. They feel like, you know what I mean? That's who they be main focus on. Whoever get the most views, all right, that's who I'm gonna direct my attention on as far as letting them know, don't talk about me or I don't like how you doing things, especially if it's not always something good about them. But you got to think, when business is put out there on social media, you know what I mean? Everybody's gonna have their opinion on that. Everybody's gonna have their opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? Um, at the end of the day, I feel like because Meek, Meek really wanted to direct his energy on him. For one, Meek knows that DJ Akademiks is really a Drake fan. Everybody knows that. He's really a Drake fan. You know what I'm saying? And the last videos I seen of DJ Akademiks, he was more talking about, Meek, if Meek doesn't have, features with certain artists as Roddy Rich and stuff like that, he's not gonna his album's not gonna go nowhere. You know what I mean? So I guess he felt like he wanted to attack him. That's the words he used. Attack him on that note. You know what I mean? Have a verbal conversation with him. But my thing is this: at the end of the day, and I also noticed, you know what I mean? That DJ Akademiks didn't even speak on the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't even do a video on the situation of, you know what I mean? The situation with the kids, with Meek, with the $20 and all that. How everybody had opinion about that. He didn't even talk about that, you know what I mean? So with that being said, I'm really like another thing. I gotta say this. I feel like everybody that was in that interview interview conversation when Meek was talking to DJ Akademiks, and this was on the Clubhouse, hosted by 21 Savage, and Tory Lanez was on there. You know what I mean? And I feel like everybody was on Meek's side. You know what I mean? Everybody was more on Meek's side. Like it's basically like him, DJ Akademiks, going back and forth with all of them. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's what it seemed like more to me when I was listening to it. You know what I mean? Uh, then at the end of the day, DJ Akademiks did have some points. He did have some points of what he was saying, and I was surprised. I was surprised when he told me. He said, "You talking like you just, the biggest rapper out here." He was like, "Calm yourself down." I was surprised when he said that. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh man, he really ain't gonna like you now. Like, you know what I mean? And the fact that I got to give it to 21 Savage, how he was like, listen, there's enough going on out here in these streets and enough going on, period. You know what I mean? And he was saying like how he wanted to see, you know, brothers coming together and see how y'all can, basically bring something good out of this, outcome. DJ Akademiks even also said it himself. He said, I would like that. You know what I mean? But you can tell Meek, and Meek was saying, his attitude was not like the reform Meek. His attitude was not like, you know what I mean, that peacemaker, like he was saying, a pound side and them. You know what I mean? It was, as far as squashing beefs or stopping the beefs, you know what I mean? His attitude wasn't like that. His attitude was more like, I'm going to take out my energy on you, or everything that's been going on, I'm going to take it out on you. For real, for real. That's what it seemed like to me. You know what I'm saying? And his attitude was more like, lashing out. And he blamed it more on, he kept saying, you're not for the culture, or this is what you're doing to the culture, and you're incriminating people and all this and that. You know what I mean? And one thing DJ Akademiks was right about was saying, like, I barely even been talking about you like that. Like, he may have put that, like I said, that was the last times I heard him talk about him was talking about his album may not go that far if you don't have certain features on it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, 'cause it seemed like the most stuff that Meek was really talking about was old. You know what I mean? He just took the opportunity to talk to him now about it. It seemed like more directing the attention to me on their conversation and taking it off everything else. It seemed more like a chess move on that note. You know what I mean? And then the fact that, you know, Meek was like, yeah, he's like, it's no, reasoning with you, or no, you know, like basically saying like, ain't no way we can be friends, or, you know what I mean? Ain't no squashing this attitude to me. It seemed like he was more on that note. Like I said, I ain't see the peacemaker or none of that. You know what I mean? Meek sound like that same Meek. He sound like that same Meek. Now I mean, before he made it. That's what he said. The only thing, he just rich. You know what I'm saying? Then he went on to say that, talking about some, you not on my level. Basically, you not on the same level as me. You know what I mean? I'm a millionaire. I'm with the big dogs. You know what I'm saying? So a little cockiness came out. And I believe that's when DJ Akademiks was like, "Oh, so I reckon like you you the best rapper out here, or this big rapper." You know what I mean? He's like, "Calm yourself down." I said, "Oh man, now imagine that conversation with them in the room though. That would have been the craziest one if they was both in the same room." Then Meek said that, talking about some, yeah, if I was in the same room, you wouldn't be saying certain things you saying and stuff like that. But it seemed like DJ Akademiks was more on the, I'm gonna hear what you got to say and I'm responding what you got to say. But he was more on the, like, why are you directing this energy towards me right now? You know what I mean? That was more of his conversation. Why are you directing this energy towards me right now at this moment? Why are you focusing on me? And then he said that. He said, for you to say that I'm not on your level, you know what I mean? You don't need me as far as need my channel. You make this amount of money, billboard, the streams you get and everything else. He's like, well, then why are you directing this energy towards me right now then? You know what I mean? Why are we having this conversation? It's like, let me pick on DJ Akademiks right now. Just to take the attention off everything else. You know what I mean? Give him something else to talk about. That's what it seemed like more to me. You know what I mean? And I can tell because of that, like it wasn't gonna, even 21 Savage said it. He said, what is the outcome of this? What is, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. What is the outcome gonna be of this? Like, Is it going to be anything solved? Are y'all going to just, go back and forth on why y'all don't like each other, and it doesn't, it just ends on some FU and, FU too? You know what I mean? He even got to the point where Meek said, yeah. He said, you speaking about, people that's beefing with me or talking about me. I noticed somebody mentioned Quilly too. Him posting Quilly. You know what I mean? Because Meek watches everything. He does watch everything. You can tell. You know what I mean? Meek watches everything. He's seeing everything that's going on. You know what I mean? He's definitely watching everything. If his name is in it, especially. He's watching everything. You know what I'm saying? And he said, yeah, like you posting people that I got beefs with. You can tell Meek ain't really want to say no names. You know what I mean? But somebody that was in the background, I don't know if it was Tory Lanez or 21 Savage, but somebody said you posted Quilly. Maybe that was Meek voice. I don't know. But he said, yeah, you posting people that that got beefs with or whatever. He said, now suppose if blood is shed or whatever, he said, then you gonna have to be, you in that too. You know what I mean? Basically letting them know in his own way, like, if it goes down, something goes down, you are part of that too. You know what I'm saying? So I guess DJ Akademiks took that as a threat. And he said, well, do what you got to do. I go, he said, well, do what you got to do then. You know what I mean? Like, he was kind of surprised me with certain things he was saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to back down from you, you know. But at the end of the day, I feel like, okay, y'all get y'all point off of why y'all clash. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all clash. At the end of the day, I feel like it should have just been an outcome like 21 Savage said. You know what I mean? How can we resolve this? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when situations is put out there on social media, everybody is going to have an opinion. Everybody, because it's put out there. Everybody's going to have an opinion. So at the end of the day, you can't make that man shut up. You can't. That's like trying to make if he don't talk about it, everybody else is going to talk about it. Everybody else is going to talk about it. When something is on social media, they love beef. They love negativity. They get hyped for negativity. They can't wait to post negativity. Negativity does more views than positivity all the time. There's always a bigger topic, negativity. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you rap. You can just get on the internet, in a video and just start saying mother F this, mother F that. It's going to do views. It's going to do numbers. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if DJ Akademiks don't talk about them, it is what it is. Like, who else? Everybody else is going to talk about them. You know what I mean? Everybody else is going to talk about me. That's why if you notice, it may have been some topics on Jay-Z, stuff like that. But that's why if you notice, it's kind of hard for Jay-Z to be in the media like that. You know what I'm saying? You rarely hear a topic on Jay-Z. Certain people, you notice, they know how to carry themselves and keep themselves out of the media. They would have to be a paparazzi, or like how that situation happened with Jay-Z and Beyonce's sister. That was recorded on the elevator. You know what I mean? But other than that, if you're not keeping your situations off the internet, everybody's going to have something to say about it. That goes for any and everybody. They're going to have something to say about it. So you can't stop that. And it's a such thing as freedom of speech. But it's a way that you go about these things. You know what I mean? Like me, myself, when it comes to talking about beefs and stuff like that, it's a way that I speak on it. You know what I mean? Because not only am I from the streets, I'm still in the streets. I'm out here. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And it's a certain way that you do. You don't want to incriminate nobody, first of all. Now, some of those, they be hiding and barely show their face, so they just say anything. They don't care. You know what I mean? Some of them be sounding like detectives. You know what I mean? Showing the pictures of the artists and saying, yeah, you know, he's gonna retaliate and all this and that. Like, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. So it's a way that you do things, you know what I mean? If anything, you could just tell that person, if you're gonna speak on me, don't speak on my beefs, don't. But how can you do that? You know what I mean? You could tell them, watch how you say things. But it's freedom of speech. You cannot make nobody not do nothing. You can't make nobody, especially when they're on social media. Your best bet is just to keep your situations off social media. That's the only way you can solve that. You know what I mean? Because nobody stops Meek from tweeting. You know what I mean? That's his main thing he do about situations and stuff like that. Nobody stops him from tweeting. Nobody stops him from speaking on anything, chiming in on a situation. You know what I mean? Everybody has the freedom of speech. So then how can, especially if you feel like you're on a certain level, you know what I mean? Your money takes you to this certain level. You're on a certain level. You shouldn't even be bothered about what nobody got to say about you. Just like he said, if you just big dog and all that, why are we having this conversation? Why, if I'm not on your level, why are we even talking right now? Why are you focused on me right now? You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm affecting you. My show, my channel, or whatever you want to call it is affecting you. You know what I mean? But I just feel like at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It is what it is, man. That energy was more drawn to DJ Akademiks to take it off everything that's been going on. It's like a chess move. Take the tension off of everything that's been going on. Not only that, I feel like that they should have, you could tell DJ Akademiks was for, but I feel like, they should have resolved that, ended that in a certain way where, you know what I mean, as brothers, you know what I mean, coming to a conclusion to this on a positive note. But it seemed like again, Meek was more on some, he don't want to be friends with him. He just want to lash out about why he don't like him. In the midst of it, tell him what level he's on and he's not on his level. That's what it seemed like more to me. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure DJ Akademiks would have been all for, you know what I'm saying, squashing and because at the end of the day, and if you think about it, that would have been Meek's best bet. You know what I'm saying? You have him on your good side, he even more ain't going to want to say nothing negative about you. When I don't even remember DJ Akademiks ever doing a negative video about Drake. I don't believe he has ever did a negative video about Drake and never will. Only time he talk about Drake is uplifting Drake. The topic don't even have to be on Drake, and he's talking about how good of an artist and how much he likes Drake and he loves his music. So, you know what I mean? That'd be his best bet if you don't want him to talk about, speak nothing negative about him. But at the same time, I'm not saying the kiss is behind, but it is what it is, man. I just feel like they could have just came together on some, it is what it is. I don't like this, I don't like that. Get that out. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that reform Meek should have came out. It could have ended more on a positive note. You know what I'm saying? You doing your thing for, for success or whatever you do. I'm on this side, that's what I do. You know what I mean? Just when you talk about me, just don't make it seem like you just a Meek Mill hater and however. And just ended that on a good note, but it don't seem like it to me. Like I said, it was more seemed like he was just taking his energy out on him. Everything that's been going on, like taking it all out on him. You know what I mean? And taking attention off of everything that's been going on. That's what it seemed like to me. Like I'm gonna let it all out on DJ Akademiks. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully they can resolve that. But it don't seem like it to me the way Meek was talking. You know what I mean? And like I said, the note that he been on with reform and all that, I would have figured, you know what I'm saying, he would have ended it more on a note. So like I said, that's what it sounded more like to me. He was taking the heat out on him and everything that's been going on. You know what I mean? Because I was surprised. It's like, why DJ Akademiks? And right now, like, why? That's more what I got from it. You know what I mean? But y'all let me know how y'all feel, man. Make the hood rich.